Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be working on count elements of maximum frequency. Pretty easy problem. So you're given an array of nums consisting of positive integers. Return the total frequencies of all elements in nums such that those elements have the maximum frequency. So basically you're just given an array and you want to get the counts of every item. So like in this first example, 1 has a count of 2, 2 has a count of 2, 3 has a count of 1, and 4 has a count of 1. So the maximum frequency here is 2. So you want to return the total frequencies of every number such that every single number has a maximum frequency. So here the maximum frequency is 2, and 2 numbers have a frequency of 2. So you want to return 4. In the second example, every number has a frequency of 1, and that's the maximum frequency, and there's 5 of them. So you want to return 5. That's the basic idea. You can just get the count of every number, record the max frequency while you're doing it, and then just return that one. And what you can actually do is we can just store how many numbers have the max frequency. So as we get the counts, we can just say like, if the frequency is the max frequency, we'll add 1 to the counts. And if the frequency is greater than the max frequency, then we can reset it. So let's go through that in the code. So we'll have our max frequency, call that 0 for now, and we'll have a count. And then we'll have a counts dictionary, so we can just make it a default dict. Use a normal dictionary. It's going to be a default dict int. And then we can go through our numbers. So we can say for num in nums, counts number plus equals 1. And the nice thing about a default dict is if you do this and the key doesn't exist, it'll just default to 0. So if the key doesn't exist, it'll default to 0, then increase to 1. Then we can say if counts num equals max frequency. Well, so let's do greater first. So if it's greater, that means we have a new max frequency, so we can reset everything. So we can say max frequency equals counts num and our new number of elements, right? So maybe we can call this instead of count. I guess count's fine. So the number of elements we have with the max frequency is now 1. Otherwise, if counts num equals max frequency, we can increment the count. And the reason this will work is because anytime if a number had a count, that's the max frequency, and we increase it, then it will get increased and reset. So this needs to go here. So basically, if we get a new max frequency, let's just reset it, and let's reset the number of elements we have, otherwise increase by 1. And finally, at the very end, we can just return max frequency. So if there's like 2 numbers with a frequency of 2, that means you have 4 total numbers. So it's max frequency times the count. Yeah, I mean, there's like a billion ways to do this. Unexpected. Still unexpected. Interesting. I wonder where that is, to be honest. Some kind of indent error. Let's just reset. Okay, and then let's do this. Hopefully that's fine now. All right, so that's one way to do it. There's like a kind of shortcut way to do it, but you can do that by using a counter. So a counter will give you all of this. So we can just say like counts equals counter nums, and it'll basically create this dictionary for you of every number and its count. Then all we have to do is get the maximum number, like the maximum frequency of all those. We could do that by getting a max. So we can say max frequency equals max of counts values, because essentially every number will have a frequency. We just want the biggest one. Finally, we can return the sum of, and then we can do like a filter here. So we can say count for count in counts values if count equals max frequency. There's kind of a few ways to do this, but this is one of them. So basically we're saying we're getting a dictionary of every number and its frequency, then we're getting the max frequency, and then finally we're returning the sum of an array of where we're getting the count. We're getting every single count in this values as long as the count equals the max frequency. So if a bunch of numbers occur twice, you'll get like 2 multiple times, and you just add all that up. So yeah. Bunch of different ways, kind of open-ended, but essentially all you have to do is get the maximum frequency of an item here and just return how many items have that. So the max frequency times the number of items that have it. All right, so this is going to be O of n time and O of n space because we have to use a hash map. So there's kind of no way around it. You can, yeah, you can do it another way with like not using a hash map, but you'd use something similar, so it's still kind of the same thing. So either way, it's going to be O of n. But yeah, it's going to be all for this one. So if you did like this one, please like the video and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for watching.